Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are well. Firstly, just to apologize for starting a bit late. As you can imagine, I'm sure you can also see we still have a bit of a queue of people outside who also want to join the session. But we do apologize. I think time is very important. As mentioned, my name is Matopani Masha. I'm the Executive Director, Economic Development in the City of Johannesburg. And we are really excited to be here today at this launch event. Just to indicate that I think my task is easier, just to acknowledge all of you, but to also welcome you into this session. In absentia, I will also welcome the Executive Mayor, Dada Morero, MMC for Economic Development, Nomoya Mnisi, all the sponsors and partners that are here today, but most importantly, the business people that are here, be it Spaza shop owners or informal traders that have taken time to join us in this place today. But also just to acknowledge our co-partner in this, business culture leadership. Thank you for your partnership. I think this is quite important. Just to indicate, I think as the City of Johannesburg, I'm sure you'll know, we are a regulator, especially in this space. And I think in the last 2 years, most of you will know that we've gone through different phases of difficulties, complexities around regulating the space. And while regulation is important, but we must also allow for innovation to thrive. And it's obvious and known why, for example, government would have introduced some of the measures to try and manage the space. One of those was issues around food safety and many other things. And I think today in our discussion, many of the speakers here will dwell a bit on those so that we can then be able to assist businesses in the city to thrive. So a lot of the programs that we implement, we really focus a lot on how do we drive inclusivity, but also in driving inclusivity, but also make sure that we've got impact in our economy. Our view is that if every informal trader or a Spaza owner creates 1 or 2 jobs, we would have done a lot. Because if you look at our economy and the performance of our economy, we are stretched in terms of our ability to create jobs that can absorb, especially young people that are in the majority as well. So we do a lot of this work through partnerships. The work that we do, hence this event here today. And partnerships that add value, partnerships that helps us to come up with solutions to be able to address some of the challenges in our community. Those, for example, will include technology, innovation, for example, issues around digital solutions, which we have seen developing post-COVID, where we would have seen issues around delivery of food, delivery of parcels, taking off. And I think this is one sector of our economy where these solutions are really thriving. People in our communities coming up with these solutions to be able to drive this impact. So it's not solutions that are brought forward by government, but by members of our community, business people, young people with ideas, and we just create that enabling environment for them to be able to thrive. So I just want for joining us here today, but also just to indicate that since we are in region, I also want to acknowledge our RD, Regional Director, Mr. Ataba, since we are in his backyard in this area. So here today as we launch this summit and expo, and as you will then get into the details around what are we planning around this between now and September, and with more information, but also be empowered as well. With those short few words, thank you and welcome. Looking forward to the discussions and the event today. Thank you.
Hey, Sabong. Next, what we will be calling are the different departments of the city. So first we have the Department of Development and Planning, who will be joining us for a panel discussion, as well as EMS, the fire department. We will have environmental health, and the last person from the Department of Economic Development. I think while we wait, Obabumzi can lead the way for us. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Zegu Pega from Development Planning, Land Use Management section. If I can share a brief breakdown of our department. As I've said, I'm from Development Planning. We do have under sections under Development Planning. I'm from Land Use Management, what is mostly known as Town Planning or Land Use Management. We also have Building Control, Law Enforcement, Records Department, and City Transformation. So, under Development Planning, I'm here because we are here for inclusivity and local economic development. So I'm here to mostly take you through what we called house shops. I've handed these flyers earlier on. If you have not received, we'll arrange that you get one on our stalls outside. So from Land Use Department, we have engaged with economic development through this process of formalizing spaza shops. So spaza shops can be applied for under residential zoning, whereby an owner needs to apply to land use management. On these flyers, we've got two important email addresses, of which is CGIS at counter, where we normally get your application form from, and then that application form must be filled, including with the zoning certificate. The zoning certificate is important because each and every property within the city of Joburg has its own zoning, and we can only assist according to the zoning of your property individually, not by generalizing. So it's important that as a property owner, you inquire with our GIS department to get your own zoning certificate in order to be assisted properly with the process to be advised. So in generally, in the zoning residential property, you'll have your application form, zoning certificate that is required, and then a title deed is also important, and a site plan of intent that is showing all the structures and the uses that are conducted on site. So when we assess the house shop application, we look at everything that is happening on site and advise further. So the house shop, we support it mostly because we in support of local economic development, and what I want to emphasize is that we do not promote from land use planning that a spaza shop is leased to a third party. So by saying that is that the operator of the house shop who's applying is supposed to be the person that is living and occupying the main house of that property in order to be able to operate the house shop. Then with the house shop, we do have regulations that you need to operate under on the house shop, on the type of goods that you need to sell and not sell on that property. So with that being said, we also look at the issues of the building lines, where your actual structure, where you're going to operate in terms of if you're gonna need other applications such as building line relaxation. So hence then on your submission on the house shop application, it's important to show all the structures that are on site. So I mentioned also that we do have building control, of which building control officers are based on the regions, and then we do have law enforcement, of which you can get their contact details from us or from the City of Joburg website. So if there's an illegal land use that it's operating maybe around your area where you're staying, you can contact law enforcement or the building inspectors to lay a complaint or a query with the City of Joburg in order for them to do a site inspection and check if whatever the operation that is happening on that property, if they do have rights or not, and then we'll get updated. So I'll be that short. We have a stall outside. I don't know if maybe the program director will allow for a few questions or the questions will be taken from outside. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. In terms of questions, we will just have we will give a moment for you guys just to address the panel. Next up, we have Baba from EMS.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mutudi Abraham Sitsedi from City of Joburg Fire Department on fire safety side. Mine is going to be short because most of the requirement from my colleague is just mentioned. The biggest thing from what he has said, before you come to us as fire safety, you have to start at town planner, building control, so that we're working through them so that we can assist you with it. Because most of the problem we have with, I don't know, to call you clients, or they come to us and they bring whatever plan they have that is according to our requirement, only to find that they get rejected from both departments. So the biggest thing that you need to do before you come to us as the fire department, please start at town planning, get a consent, go to building control. Building control will need a plan that will be submitted to them. We work, as fire department, we work through the plan that has been approved, not exactly approved per se, because the plan or whatever business that has to be approved, it has to be approved by building control. We don't approve plans as EMS or fire safety. We do support. We support a plan that is being referred to us by building control. That's why sometimes where you go to control, where people think they're not supposed to submit to the fire department, they are referred to us when they see there's a fire risk. So as a spaza shop, you have to start from there. Then our requirement as fire safety, we just want to see that the required firefighting requirements are there on your plan. Then we will approve it, support it, not approve. We will support it where it meets our requirement. Then from there, there's a certificate that we issue, your COC, to show that your fire equipment and your signages are up to scratch. But for an occupancy certificate so that you can get, we don't issue an occupancy certificate. It's issued by building control. That's why they circulate to all the stakeholders, your city parks, your building control, city parks, all the stakeholders that are required in the city of Johannesburg. Then from there, that's when you can occupy the space where you can use it for your spaza shop. So us as the fire department, the only thing that we need from you guys is a plan for your shop, and it will show all the requirement from there. Then we support it, put a stamp on. Any further questioning, we are based outside. But as fire safety, the offices of fire safety, we are behind Balfour Mall at Northview Fire Station, first floor. So unfortunately, we don't have pamphlets. You can only get more or clarity from the outside on the EMS gazebo, and you'll get our contact numbers which you can give as we work with wards. For each and every inspector, he's got his specific ward that he looks after. So if ever for ward 72, 73, 74, that will be me. But you can get more information from the gazebo outside, or also from the Northview fire stations. Should I say thank you? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I know, I kick cost. Yeah. To wrap up the section of the city, I'm going to ask the Environmental Health Department as well as the Department of Economic Development to the stage. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Priyanta Chetty. I'm from the Department of Environmental Health. So I'm just here to talk to you about our requirements regarding spaza shops and informal food traders. So what is environmental health? It can be defined as a branch of public health that focuses on relationships between people and the environment. So from a municipal health perspective, we have 9 functions, but today I'm only going to focus on food safety and food control. So one of the aspects that we focus on food control is a certificate of acceptability, which is needed by premises that handle, transport, and store food. So a certificate of acceptability, or a COA, is a document that confirms your food premises complies with the minimum health requirements as stipulated in Regulation 638 of the Foodstuffs, Cosmetics, and Disinfectant Act. And we are the department that issues that certificate. So the steps to obtaining or getting a certificate of acceptability as a spaza shop, the first thing you would need to do is register with DED, and after which is the Department of Economic Development. The next step is to come to us, Environmental Health, and you will need certain documents, obviously, to apply. So the first document would be a certified copy of your ID or identity document, proof of residence, business registration, proof of ownership or permission to utilize the business premises, a zoning certificate or consent use comment from the municipal city planning, fire compliance certificate, a layout plan of the business premises drawn to scale, which is 1:50, which indicates the designation of various areas and position of all the equipment, a pest control certificate, and your COA application forms, which you will get from the Environmental Health Department. So one of the reasons why it's important to get this is that we come out and do inspections at all food premises. This is also just to prevent contamination of food, and there are different types of contamination, which is biological, which is like germs, physical, which is like your dust, your hair, and then chemical contamination, which is use of like pesticides incorrectly, chemicals, things like that. And then it's also important to ensure that the labeling of all foodstuffs is correct. So things that need to be on the labels or to look out for is your best before date, your use by dates, the name of the manufacturer, the place of the business address, and the batch number. So the batch number of the product and where it was manufactured, all the ingredients, list of all the ingredients, the net quantity of contents, and everything needs to be in English. And a good example of this is when you decant big packets of chips or biscuits into smaller containers, into smaller packets. There needs to be a label on those packets that have been decanted. So even if you take a picture of the bigger label and stick it onto the smaller packet, that's okay. And then other things we look at is structural requirements. So the building, it needs to be easy to clean. There needs to be walls. There needs to be a ceiling. The floor has to be clean. There needs to be enough ventilation, lighting, and there just needs to be general hygiene practices. And then storage of the foods. So food should not be stored directly on the ground. The shelves need to be free of dust, and there needs to be good housekeeping. And should not mix perishable foods with non-perishable foods. So you should not be mixing like chips and meat, for example. And then in the freezers as well, your raw food and your cooked food should be separate. And then other requirements, as I mentioned earlier, was pest control. So pest control should be done by an approved or a regulated person, not by yourselves, because this could be harmful to you as well as to your consumers. And then I'm just going to touch quickly on informal food traders as well. So first thing that an informal food trader would need to do is to apply for trading permission from the City of Johannesburg, and then it needs to be approved by JMPD. Once the permission from JMPD is approved, then you will apply for a COA, and then you can only trade at that area that has been approved by JMPD. And then basically the food safety requirements are similar, where it needs to be a clean environment, hand wash stations need to be available, you need to protect your food from contamination, and only clean water should be used for cooking and washing up. Okay, that's all from me. We do have a stall outside that has information with pamphlets, application forms, and things like that. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Next on our program is the Department of Economic Development. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. Good morning again, colleagues. My name is Cllr from the Department of Economic Development. We are responsible for issuing out spaza shop permits and informal traders permit. So once you are done with these processes, colleagues, where you've gone to development planning, you've gone to fire EMS, you've gone to environmental health. Once you are done with all of those, what you do takes you a minute. You submit to us all of the verified documents from these departments, we issue you with a permit. It's for free. You don't pay for it, you don't buy anyone a cold drink for it. We give it to you for free. At the moment, the permit, are we okay? Okay. At the moment, the permit's for a lifetime, at the moment, but it might change based on the city's requirements. So that's all I wanted to say. So before you come to me and say, Ntate Benji, please help me, I need a permit, you need to fulfill these requirements, all these 3 departments. So what I'm going to do for you, I am married, I've got 10 kids, but I'm going to give you my number. 061 487 8019. 487 8019. 061 487 8019. We also have a stand outside. So those 2 beautiful ladies at the main entrance, you see that? Yeah, those 2 that are waving there. You can go and talk to them, ask them questions. We also have other things that we are doing as a department. So we support SMEs, we have opportunity centers. The head of informal trading is there. Paterson, I want people to see you, Baba. Paterson, stand up. So if you want to talk to him directly about informal trading, that's your man. You can talk to me directly about spaza shops. But the city is fully represented, the department is fully represented here today. My email address is benji, with an I, BENJIS @joburg.org.za. I will tell you for now, if you are compliant with the City of Johannesburg, you remember that spaza shop fund that was launched by the department. At the moment, there are 200 spaza shops from the city that have already qualified. So if you are compliant, you follow these requirements, you can be one of them. Furthermore, there are people who are going to talk here, Bontate Makubo. They will tell you that through these partners that you see here, that we have facilitated for them as spaza shop owners, informal traders. What is it that we've done for them to a level where they've received support from these strategic partners? So they'll also give you testimonials of the work. Bomama Lulama from informal traders, they'll talk to you about the work that we are doing as the City of Johannesburg, particularly the Department of Economic Development, to connect them to the relevant people, to the relevant stakeholders, so that we support you. We get you access to funding, we get you access to stock grants. All of these companies that you see here, including the wholesale and retail sector outside, they are here to support you. So I encourage you all to take advantage of what is here today. We've brought it in for you, so that it's not just a talk shop, but you also, we are something from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So for any questions, I'll just allow for 3 questions from the guest. Anything you would like to ask our panelists before we move on to the next agenda item? Sorry,
Sanibona. Putting nombuzo la mina ngisuka eMidlands Hostel. Akuna phepha singenalo sifume igroup. Akuna phepha singenalo sifume igroup ema tech shop with about 30 sihlala ehostela. I-Department of Land Use as comply iphepha le form 13 kumele siligcwalise. Asinama requirements, the place is not zoned. It's not proclaimed, but it's over 50 years, and then it is serviced by the government. So we don't know where we stand. Where do we belong? Who can assist us? All the requirements that Mr. Benji has mentioned there, we do have. Department of Health and Safety visited us more than twice, inspecting our shops. We've also have CIPC with tax clearance certificates. We have fire certificates. Actually, the only problem we're facing is the one from the Department of Land Use, because we don't know where we actually stand. Is it Wholesale, which falls under a service land, or Wholesale, what it's called just a human settlement area? So we don't know where we stand. Who can help us? Because our place is also flooded by foreign traders who are coming from the places that are complying. So they are running away from those places, coming to our place because it's not regulated. Who can help us? We don't know who to contact.
Okay, we'll take all the other questions.
Dumelang Sanbonan. My name is Mthokozisi from Alexandra. My question is directed to Ntate Kupega. Some of us are street traders, and while you were speaking there, you were speaking about building control. So what about us street traders? How are we going to get our permits, or should we direct the question to the informal traders directly? Thank you.
Sanibonani. Igama lami uNtomzodwa Mzobe. Mina ngizothanda ukwazi ukuthi kanti ithatha isikhathi esingakanani permit uku-issue, because solokhu mina ngasubmita nge-21 zika August 2005 akhona ngathumela ku-akhona njalo. It's not my first time ukuba kulama summit. It's not my first time ngiloko ngihamba izinto ze City of Johannesburg. Every time mang questiona kuye kuthathwe inamba yami kuthiwe bazobuya back kimi, but no one has ever came back to me. I'm still waiting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ne. We're just going to take 3 questions for now. If you have any more questions, you can go to each individual stakeholder's booth and you guys will be able to have that discussion there. Ne? I'm just going to give the opportunity for the remarks, and I think the first one was directed at you.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with the first question from the person living at the hostel. Within the city of Joburg, as an employee, I work for the city to service you as the people. When I service you as the people, I follow city bylaws. So, within the city of Joburg, on the bylaws, I know for a fact that if we put a new bylaw that will be used on the city in terms of any type of an application to be considered by the council, by the city of Joburg, those regulations are put for the public to comment. So those regulations that the application for submission of a land use application or a building plan, one of the requirements must be a title deed. It's not my own requirement. It's the city requirement. But we are aware that all the hostels, all the properties that are still SG approved that are not registered, they do have an issue to be attended, that the people that do not have the title deeds, they also need to be attended. So with our seniors, it's been taken up in order to know how do we assist, because it's not only Middleton's hostel, it's all the hostels within the city of Joburg and all the other properties like RDPs, other RDP areas, they do have title deeds, others have not received their title deeds. So it's the challenge that we are aware of within the department, if our management has taken up. Once we know the response and how we can assist, the word will be out there, and then we can start assisting. But in the meantime, we cannot assist until we get the directive. And then with the street trackers, we do have Papa there on the site. He did stand up, and then for informal traders, you'll talk with him. Remember that now, we at Land Use, we deal with the property rights. Everything that you need to apply for within the property boundaries. Once you are outside the property boundary, then now you're speaking to and in relation to trading, then you can go to informal traders for economic development. They're the guys that are going to assist. Mama, with an issue of how long does an application take? An application is supposed to take roughly estimation of about 3 months, if all the documents are in place. So, Mama, I will assist you outside. You can come to our stall. We'll call a corner. We've got our system with us. I'm going to open the system and check your application. I'm going to call a corner, and then you'll have your update today with regard to your application. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys that land use management, as a town planning and building control, where you submit building plans, we are located in Newtown Mall Junction now. Newtown Mall, Junction Mall. That's where we're located. Thank you.
There was nothing. No, there was no remarks. Did you want to answer a remark?
Yeah, I just want to remark. Thank you so much. I think because we are interested in supporting this sector, particularly the spaza shop operators and the informal traders, and issue yako hostel always comes up, the issue yako yari RDPs, people with no title deed and so forth. So the executive mayor is going to be here, and I'm encouraging you to take the opportunity to plead with him and ask him that question. Because if it comes from that level, then it's easy for us to resolve it. Because we've been doing this for close to 2 years, and the same issue continues to come up, and we want to deal with it. As Achulo Muzi, we need that directive for us to deal with it. So I'm encouraging you that when the executive mayor gets here, do plead with him in terms of that issue. Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you. Questions? Thank you. As we've heard from our regulators, we've understood a bit of the process, but if there's still things that you want to rectify, I really do emphasize the need for you to go out and speak to them and see where you are in relation to your spaza shop. So moving on from that, I guess as the program director, I'm also speaking on behalf of business culture. And maybe I can take you guys through why the event and why we're all gathered here today. So I think in starting, I'll tell you guys what is business culture. So business culture, at the heart of it, is an SME development program. And when we started, our goal was to really shape the culture of small business. And what we meant by this is, in another life, we work with a variety of other businesses. And what we came across was there's a big opportunity for our spazas and informal traders to differentiate themselves in the market and from a perspective of competition. So what we then decided to do is develop an SME development program that focuses on really 4 pillars, right? So we're speaking about compliance, and that's why we brought the compliance stakeholders here today. We're speaking about innovation, right? That's why we have our partners such as your FNB, Altron here, as well as Dime and Wakanda, to really push the envelope of what it is we can do with technology in the spaza shop sector. Then the last thing was business opportunity. As you know, with spaza shops, we're fighting for margin, right? And so what we're trying to do is understand how we can better equip you guys with the right partners to buy your stock, to fight for those margins. That's what we mean in terms of business opportunities. And then when we came about partnership, particularly in the spaza shop domain, we are bringing the government as well as all the private sector as possible so that we can then roll out the workshops. In terms of the workshops this year, what we will do is we will have a social media campaign where we launch the roadmap, which will map out exactly where we'll be going. But in the roadmaps, there are a few things that are important that are going to be happening. We're going to be giving away prizes. And today we're going to have the first prize we're going to give away. Then the second thing, we're going to have training, right? And this is around spaza shop management. And then the last thing is essentially assisting where we can with compliance. But as you would know, it's really the mandate of the government, and we're just trying to facilitate that process for them. And that's the short and the long around business culture. I just want to see if you have any questions around who we are and what it is that we do. All good. Perfect. Then we're going to move on to the next section of our English. Okay, so of our program. So I'm gonna call to the stage all of our sponsors and our stakeholders and who make our work possible. So I'm gonna ask them all to come to stage. So first I'm gonna ask Ubabu Amugelani from the National Financial Ombud Scheme to come to the stage. I'm gonna ask Ubabu Miles Kubega to come to the stage. And then I'm gonna ask Ubabu Juice to come to the stage, as well as Uzintle Tumisa from FNB, as well as Uniki Slavantu from Jumbo Brands. Thank you. Can I please just ask that they come to stage? Missing one speaker, but I think Uzofika. Okay, Babu, Amkelani, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you kindly. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I was expecting a response when I said good morning. I'm sorry. if I caught you still sleeping. But my name is Amukelani Maringa. I come from the National Financial Ombud Scheme of South Africa. The National Financial Ombud Scheme of South Africa, in short, you can just call it the NFO. Unfortunately, I only brought a few of these, and I believe some of you in the audience might have access to these. But those who don't have can then can always speak to me, and I can always give you an overview of who the NFO is. But the NFO is a dispute resolution office in the financial sector. So we assist with disputes that are relating to banks, short-term insurers, credit providers, and long-term insurers. So the NFO came into existence just a little about 2 years ago on the 1st of March 2024, amalgamating the 4 predecessors ombud schemes that existed before. We, like I mentioned, we assist with disputes that are financially related. So any dispute that could be banking related, for any reasons with that particular bank, you are able to bring that matter to us. We will investigate and resolve it for you, including the credit providers. Those are non-bank credit providers. If you do have a dispute that is relating to those, you are also able to bring it to our attention. We will investigate and resolve it for you for free of charge. Long-term insurance and short-term insurance. We also assist with disputes that are relating to those. Our services are free of charge. You don't have to pay a single cent to be assisted by our office. And just to show how impactful our office is, in the previous financial year, we were able to recover over 328 million rands back to South Africans. So today we answered the call. We were invited by Business Cllr to come and attend this fruitful event, and also just to provide an overview perspective of our services and how to contact the National Financial Ombud Scheme. So you are able to come to our offices if you do have a dispute relating to those that I've mentioned. Our office is in Houghton Estate. It's just a few streets from here, in 110 Oxford Road, in Johannesburg in Houghton. Or you can contact us via email, which is info@nfosa.co.za, or you can call us on 0860 800 900. I want to emphasize that our services are free of charge. You do not pay a single cent to be assisted by our office. Like I mentioned, we were invited by Business Cllr. They will be hosting an expo, an exhibition in September, which we will be in full support of it. We will have our stall at the expo. So for those who are interested in partnering with our office or finding out more about our organization and what we do and how we do it, they are able to reach to us at that expo. We will be in full presence. That is it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Babu Amugelani. Next is Miles. Thank you.
Sanbonani. Igama Miles Kupeka. I'm from an organization called Wakanda. We are working with the United Nations Development Program on a project called DIME, which is a digital innovation for modernizing informal economies. So basically how the program started was when the 23 children died, I think now it's 25 with the 2 from the Eastern Cape. The United Nations thought it would be prudent to see how it could assist so that this doesn't happen again. So we've been working in communities for a long time in terms of technology and business acceleration and incubation. So they came to us to see what we were doing, because we've got these shops called Gwalisas where you buy something from, a refillery. You come with Cllr and we refill it for you. It's kaftin saktelela. You buy based on the amount of money you have. So they were asking us, how do we make sure that we keep the health and safety, especially since we decant or skip ukudla from a bag and sell it to a container. And we showed them our systems, which were based on the cell phone, where all our staff members in the morning, they take their phone, they take the video or the picture of the shop, and then the shop will look at the city's regulations. It's called R368, and then it will do the analysis of the store to make sure that the shop meets the health and safety requirements. And it turns out most of those requirements are easily achievable. It's just that people don't know. And often people have real issues like the shops are too full, or there's not enough space, rats are eating your stock, so you buy more strong poison to stop the rats, but then the rats don't die immediately. They start biting into the plastics where you go, and that's how the kids die. But ultimately, what the platform does is to help you at no cost to you, other than, I guess, data, but the app is free. It's called Spaza Misa. You can find it on www.spazamisa.co.za, or Spaza Misa with an H, so S-P-H-A, Spaza Misa. It's free. We currently have now 20,000 Spazas on the platform. And also what is very cool about the platform is that it's got free training. Because it's one thing to know what your problem you have with your spaza, and most of them are obvious. You can tell for yourself, my tiles are creaky, electricity. We know the issues. And I've been to enough spaza shops to tell you that almost all the issues are the same, right? But the issue here, what we are trying to assist you with, is that by the time the COA guys come to your shop, it's pointless to start from ground zero. You want to be at least closer to where the requirements are, because it's going to take you time to get there. And then, so what we built in the platform is the training, so you can see how to improve your shop. It also gives you a score, which helps you to sort of know how far or high you are ranking. And obviously, the higher the score, the better you become. But more importantly, it also tells you how to fix the problem, right? Because it's one thing to know the problem, it's another to fix the problem. So that's what Spaza Misa does. But then what we started realizing as and when we go to our Spaza shops is that, like I said, the problems are the same, but a lot of people are despondent. They've given up. It's like, you keep coming here, we keep coming here, we're not moving forward. So what we wanted to do also is to sort of show you the light at the end of the tunnel, in that the guys who have, despite the same issues you have, they've still gone through all this process of going through all these departments, and it was painful. They'll tell you. In fact, we've got one of the guests here today. But once you've gone through, what we wanted to show you is that there is the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're working on a project called now, we're turning the Spaza Misa, the app, so you do this health and safety stuff, but we're also creating Spazas of the future. So you can see what a spaza that is ideal looks like. Because sometimes you only know yours or your neighbors. But now if you can see what an actual spaza that is ideal looks like, it also helps you go a long way. But it's also another thing to see what it looks like. You also want to have your own, right? So what we're looking to do as a part of the campaign is the people who use Spaza Misa stand in line to possibly gain access to an actual spaza of the future. So, because we want you to be excited instead of, feeling like you keep coming here, you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, or when you see the light, it's often a train coming. So we're trying to make sure that you can A, fix your shop, B, see what it should look like, C, maybe gain access or have the opportunity to have one. And that's what we do, and that's the project we are working with the United Nations. I will take questions after, I guess, the other speakers, but I also wanted to take 2 seconds and just to say thanks to Business Cllr for inviting us, but also for setting up this event. We've worked with the city of Joburg, with Benji. We've gone to so many places where we keep coming and no one comes because people are despondent. So when Business Cllr came and said they want to do this, I was like, brah, abantu bakatele, bafuna ukubona progress. Why are we doing this? And they said something very important and simple to me. They said, Miles, if we don't do it, no one will do it. Bakatele, not is katele, but someone must take the mantle and keep pushing. So I would like to give them a round of applause and appreciate them, because often it's a thankless job. So I think we need to give them a round of applause, if that's okay. But lastly, I'd like to thank you for still, despite all the uphill, you still came. 90% of success I've learned is just showing up. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much.
Thank you. So next, I'm gonna ask Ubabu Juice to come to the stage. Thank you. Oh, oops, I wasn't looking at the program. Oh, sorry. It's Zintle. No, wait. It is Ubabu Juice. Wait, it is Ubabu Juice, yes. Yeah.
Sanbonan like I trust everybody's well. Now the pressure mounts. Our celebrant has entered the building, so the pressure is mounting. Oh, Babu Juice. Is that what you said? Babu Juice. I'm sure everybody's like, Babu Juice. So my name is Abraham Ndlovu. Yes, you heard it right, Abraham. I heard earlier there was a speaker, Ubab Abram. On the stage now, it's Abraham. For a simple reason, that I was named after my grandfather. He was Abram. I'm the remix. I come from a company called Altron FinTech. And our conversation for the past 30 years has been technology. Technology in which how do we continue to build efficiencies within businesses. Efficiencies in how do we continue to improve not just communities, not just individual businesses, but finance structures within sectors, different sectors. So when we first got a call from Business Culture, this was last year, letting us know about these projects that are running, we thought it was just a perfect time for us to engage and get involved. Previously, our company was called NewPay, and our primary clientele at the time was a lot of micro-lenders. And through the years, through the development of our systems, we have expanded into so many other businesses and sectors. Is that me, Shadow? Is my beard distorting the mic? I knew I should have shaved. So, we are here today to continue to spread the message, not only about the technology that we are bringing, but one specific word that you will hear, you've already heard it a couple of times this morning, and I'm certain that you will continue to hear it a few more times through the day: compliance. I heard somebody earlier talking about street traders, the hustlers. We see you. And we also consider you. We are also saying, gone are the days where companies are only coming in to focus on big corporations. We are now saying, coming into ground zero, to saying, how do we work with everyone at ground zero to also help increase their own efficiencies, help improve their businesses. And with that, along with the team that we have here today. You will see them if you turn to the back. There's a banner there that says Altron FinTech. Guys, smile. Everyone's looking at you right now. Smile and wave. That's right. We will be happy to have conversations with you guys today regarding your different companies, regarding your different industries, your strategies, and let us see how we also help you to increase the volumes in your own businesses. Not only that, but to turn your hustle into a business, to turn your business into your legacy. Within the movements that we have, last year Altron FinTech went into a war room, where then we looked at different situations and scenarios where we said, for these past 30 years we've been working with big corporations. How then do we reach back and touch every corner of this country, including the, I don't like to call it the informal market, because everyone within these spaces is so dedicated in making sure that their businesses are not just a waste of time, but their businesses are ways to increase wealth, ways to feed their families, and ways to make sure that they find ways to improve their communities. And so we at Altron FinTech started a project called the Kasi Sales Team, where we deployed a team into Soweto. And this team went on and covered all of Soweto in terms of taking the conversations to different businesses and different sectors, big and small. The aim of that is not just to say, okay, we just want to do a tick box exercise, but we want to come into those spaces and make sure that we give and provide the technologies to everybody in those jurisdictions. The success of that has now allowed us to expand this project into spaces like Ekurhuleni, where again, we are taking our products and services into those spaces. We are taking these conversations and teaching people about the efficiencies, the compliance requirements, and so forth. And so we are here today to have a conversation with you guys. So through the day, you will see us roaming around. Please don't be freaked out. Smile and wave, and let's have a conversation. Let us see how Altron FinTech can assist you. Also, we've got a competition that's been running for a while, which will be running up until the end of June, where we invite all the traders, all the business people to say, show us your hustle. You do a video, and again, these are conversations where we'll be giving you more information. You make a video of how you push your hustle, how you make your money, and let's see, as Altron FinTech, how we can nudge you in the right direction. You tag us in different social media platforms, which we will also be given through the day. And all that we are saying, at the end of the day, nobody starts a business just to push time. But everyone starts a business to increase and build onto their legacy. And that is exactly why Altron FinTech is here. And that is why the use of technology will continue to increase through the ages. And we've got our hands up saying, where you need technology for any part of your business, count us in. We are there for you. Altron FinTech. Ubab Juice. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Next, we have Uzintle from FNP. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Sanibonani. Dumelang. Goeiemorgen. Business Culture, thank you for having us today. Standing before you, Uzintle Dumisa from FNB. I think just before I start, with delivering my talk today. I just want to quickly acknowledge the informal traders and the spaza shops sitting here in this hall today to say that you are the heartbeat of our township economy. You contribute so much into South Africa's GDP. So I just want you guys to give yourself a round applause, give yourself a big round of applause. Never ever take yourselves as just hustlers, or never ever take your business as just a side hustle. You are making a difference. You are making a difference in our community. You are making a difference by employing 1 or 2 people within the community that you are in. And thank you so much for that. And I'm here on behalf of FNB, and FNB is one of the partnerships today. And I'm not here to sell you guys anything, but I'm here to equip you with the tools that are relevant to actually help you grow and scale your business in the market. And most of the time, small businesses or informal traders or spaza shop, they associate banking with complicated. And my job today is one thing that I need to do is that I need to simplify banking so that I shift your mindset from thinking that banking is complicated. Banking is not complicated. We have solutions for all our businesses, but most importantly today, we are here to talk about spaza shops and informal traders. And we understand the challenges that you guys are facing in the market. We understand the challenges of cash flow gap. We understand the challenges of cash handling risks. We understand the challenges of not having access to financing. And there are many ways to actually try and bridge the gap between these challenges that I've just mentioned. I mean, no one starts a business to fail. And no one starts a hustle to fail. And we all start our business wanting to grow to the next level. And the banking has the correct tools to actually help you scale your business to the next level. If as an informal trader, you are still handling cash, you are running a risky business. We have solutions where if you can start by having one transactional account, be able to separate your personal banking from your business. You are now starting to actually create a history for your business so that when a time comes that you are looking for funding or financing, you are better equipped to be able to approach the bank to ask for assistance. So what do I mean when I say have a transactional account? You need to open up a banking account for your business. Make sure that in your business, you don't mix personal and business transaction. You make sure that every transaction that you run within your business, you record it in the business. What do I mean by that? You need to deposit all the cash that you have in your business. You need to be able to transact directly from that business account. When you pay your suppliers, you make the payment directly from that business account. When your clients are coming to purchase from you, we've got our devices. FNB has just launched a speed point device that is accommodating to all our clients, that is accommodating to you guys in the informal trading market. You use the speed point to get your clients to swipe and transact from that. That actually keeps everything within your account, and it keeps a credit record of how you manage your account. So as a bank, we are here, we are saying we have all the tools to help you support your business. We have our banks around. Should you need that you want to approach any of our banks to have a better understanding, have a better discussions with our bankers so that you can actually manage your finances, because that's another challenge that we are facing as small businesses. We are struggling in terms of managing our finances, and that is our job to help you guys. It is our responsibility to educate you so that you are able to manage your finances correctly. So you build up that credit record by making sure that you use your account. When you use your account now, you are better equipped in terms of making payments to your suppliers. You are better equipped to actually provide convenience to your clients, especially when you have that speed point device, which you can carry it anywhere, because the type of business that you guys are running or the market is running is that you need a speed point that is going to be convenient for you to carry wherever you go. So you might want to today, you want to go and sell it, let's say you want to go sell it Dobsonville. You want to be able to carry that device with you so that you can make sales where you are going. So we've got all those solutions, and we are trying to move away from this myth of saying banking is expensive for informal trading. Banking is not expensive for informal trading. In fact, we are saying as FNB, we are here to walk with you on this journey as you grow your business, as you scale your business. And by having a transactional account and having a credit record, a transactional record, it then helps you when you get to a point where you need funding. You need financing from the bank. This is where now we are able to tell that your business has been in existence for 2 years. We can see how your business is trading. We can see the inflow of the cash that's coming out. We can see the outflow. We can see that you have credible suppliers that you are working with. It helps us as a bank as well to make an informed decision as to say, how best then do we help our client to actually scale to the next level? So we have all those solutions for you. And today, we do have our stall outside with our experienced bankers. Should you want to get more information or ask certain questions, if you are banking with us, not banking with us, wanting to get more information, please do reach out to us. I'm also around as well, should you want to discuss something around banking. But we are the bank that is here to say, we are with you on this journey of growth, and we want to hold your hand as you scale in the market. Thank you.
I'd like to call our last speaker, Nikki. Thank you.
Good morning. Dumelang Bagolo. My name is Nikki Shabatau. I am from Mass Cash, which is under Mass Mart. I come from the Jumbo Crown Mines store. I am also here with the team from Market Cash and Carry, which is part of Jumbo. We are part of the Massmart banner. We are the cash and carry side of Massmart, so we are Mass Cash. Our banners include Macro, Walmart, and Game. So I'm from that retailer. Unlike Zintle, who said she's not here to sell you anything, well, I have news for you. I am here to sell you something. So being here, talking about Mass Cash, we offer our customers a commercial experience, which your commercial experience is not a normal retail experience. So when you come through as a Spaza shop owner and you come through to any of our stores, the normal price that you see on the shelf is for retail customers. So your price would be a tailor-made price because we know that you also have to go and sell. Right, so we have reps available, we have traders in store, we have buyers in store, which they buy stock for different categories, okay? And we also have sales reps that actually go out and see customers, which you can place your orders with your sales reps. They can also give you that discounted pricing, and also you can do a quotation with the sales rep, okay? And what we also offer is we have banners. So the Big 11 under Mass Cash is a supermarket Spaza banner where we also offer branding, okay? So we will organize branding for your Spaza shop. We will organize branding for your supermarket. We will also give you discounted pricing for your supermarket. And we will also bring in, when we do the launch for your Spaza shop, we will have different suppliers come through that will also assist in terms of whatever competition that you're going to have for the day. All right. And then the different forms of payments that we take in store, we do take Kazang payments, and we also do take shop-to-shop payments. We also do offer funding. So we've got jumbo funding that we offer, where you can actually open an account with us, and you have different payment terms. So there's 2 different fundings that we offer in store. We have a trade debtor account that you can pay over 7 days, 14 days, or 21 days. And we also, the jumbo financial offering that we have is through retail capital, where it does not have to be funding where you actually have to purchase anything in store. It could be funding for you to actually purchase another store, or funding for you to actually revamp your store. It's in the form of cash, all right? And then what we also do, we do look after our customers. So one of our values as Massmart is giving service to the customer. So we offer everyday low prices. So giving service to our customers is something that we really do prioritize. You come into our store, you will be treated like a king. I'm sure everybody would like that. And I'm not just saying it because I'm standing up here. We do take care of our commercial customers, and we do take care of all our retail customers. With the team here outside, we do have our Econo product, which Econo is a cash and carry house brand. So we've got samples of our washing powder, which is quite new. We've also got goodie bags to give away outside. We are all there to entertain you guys, and we will also be giving out the goodies. You can answer questions. We also have pamphlets. We are ready to interact with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. We can take 3 questions for the panelists of our sponsors. Any questions? Where's the mic?
Oh, good morning. My name is Uspamandla Fueka. I'm from a small company called Spaza Show. It's a small company that assists Spaza shops to buy stock in bulk, basically. So my question is directed to Usisi from Kajambo. Like, what is the minimum quantity that, let's say, a Spaza shop or a Spaza show can place in order to buy the stock maybe as a distributor? Like, maybe how much stock that I need to have in order to access maybe even discounts to Spaza shops. And also maybe for an example, a Coke, a 6-pack of Coke, maybe how much can I get from Jumbo compared to other stores? Thank you.
Sanibonani, Dumelang again. Igama lami uMthokozi Sikhambule from the Greater Chamber of Alexandra. Of Commerce, yes. My question is directed to Ntate from Ispaza Misa. Actually, it's a question and a recommendation. Firstly, the question is that as Wakanda, are you working as inspectors of Spaza shops? That is a question. A recommendation is that if you are working as inspectors, you should partner with environmental health, because of it's less capacitated to inspect all those Spazas. And thankfully that Unopala is here, the recommendation will be good. Thank you.
My name is Sina Gwebu. I'm from Khabanepuo Cooperative. I just wanted to pose my question to the FNB, whereby I'm interested in the bank charges, whereby I just wanted to find out, are my bank charges with Spaza shop or informal traders with big business, are they the same? Because sometimes you find out that with small business or even informal traders, the bank charges are a problem to us, whereby they charge you like big business, and you find out we withdraw from opening our banks. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Ricardo Houghton from Ward 73, the community. Thank you. Greetings, Executive Mayor. Greetings, MMC Mnisi, and to the officials here and the business owners. One of my questions is, firstly, thank you for your contributions and explanation regarding compliance and funding opportunities. This is for Wakanda and the other financial partners together with Jumbo. You have a database of 20,000 Spaza shop owners. The problem we have here is with my friend, they buy in bulk, they collaborate and then they get bigger discounts. Can you not transform that 20,000 into buying power to help everyone get lower rates so that they can compete properly and we can sort out this issue with my friend taking over the Spaza shop sector? Can you not do that? Thank you very much.
So with regards to discount, you do get discount as a commercial customer. So I explained that in terms of when you walk into the store, there'll be a shelf price. So that shelf price is for a normal retail customer. However, your pricing is done separately with the traders or your sales rep, where you will get discounted pricing on the product that you're purchasing. So if you purchase in bulk, maybe to your answer, sir, and you have Spaza shops that are coming in together probably to buy more stock in pallets, which would actually be cheaper than actually you coming in on your own. In order to get that big discount, we do also offer that. We do also offer delivery services to the different Spaza shops. We offer delivery services to all our customers. We do have trucks that are available in store. So we do plan around it, and we do deliveries. Yeah, so did I answer your question, sir? So we do offer delivery, and then you do get discounting with regards to your pricing as a Spaza shop.
I think the next question was for Miles around the owner's bank charges. Okay. Hey, maybe see what's now.
Yeah, the bank charges, I can hear that everyone is keen to hear about the bank charges. Mama, thank you so much for that question. And actually, oftentimes we get that question when we are visiting our communities and when we are having financial literacies within our communities. So our clients would ask, the bank charges, how do we survive as a small business and having an account with you guys when it comes to bank charges? So just to answer you, Mamane, we've got different transactional accounts. We've got different business accounts. So for a registered business, meaning Uguti, you have a registration via CIPC and so on, we would open our business gold account. But also in that business gold account, it comes with different pricing tiers. So there will always be that first tier that is meant for someone who's opening a business and saying, I'm starting small. And the bank fees there, they are very minimal, and they are tailored to actually suit the type of business you have and the transaction that you are currently doing. And we also have an account for people that are solo entrepreneurs, meaning that your business is not registered, but you've just developed this side hustle that you are not ready to formalize yet, and you just want to test the waters, see how your business is running. We've got that solo entrepreneur account as well that you can open. It also has its own pricing tiers, and it starts at the lowest. And as your business grows, that's when we then now with the discussion with you and a client, we then review your pricing. Do you transact more? Are you receiving, more income in your account? Are you making a lot of payments now to your suppliers? Then we review your pricing, but obviously, at the back of our mind, we always want to offer the best suitable charges for our clients, especially for small businesses so they can continue growing. You don't want a chunk of your business being taken away by transaction fees. So we do have those solutions. It's different solutions that we have. If you want to hear more about them, as I've said, I'm still around, and we are also outside. You can reach out to us so we can actually give you a breakdown. Thank you so much.
I think, Miles, the last two questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'll start with the first question from the Alex Chamber, my peeps. It's a very good question, and thank you for asking it in an opportune time with the mayor here. But actually, funny enough, the interaction between UNDP started with at the behest of the mayor. They met, and the UNDP said, look, we could provide a solution and assist the city. And also, as you know, there's a massive shortage of health inspectors. I think it's about 4,000 health inspectors. So when the head of the UNDP met with the mayor, they put forward that they could put up their hand and assist, and that's what we've done. That's why we've got into about 20,000 spaza shops that we've done health and safety inspections for. But ultimately, this belongs to the city, right? Because they are the governing body. So what we can do is build the tools, but obviously the ideal scenario is that even the tool can be used by the health inspectors. And whilst they don't have the capacity, what we've done as part of DIME, we've capacitated 60 young youths, we call them youth ambassadors. They are the ones who are going into the spaza shops and assisting the spaza and educating them one by one, because there is a massive shortage, and that's a fact, right? So we are doing our bit, but it would be very amazing to scale that, and then obviously the city to come on board. That's the first question. I hope I've answered it. And then the second question, another valid question, because one of the things you notice once you go into the spazas, like I said, the problems are the same. Almost all of them, especially South African-owned spazas, are using paper-based record keeping, right? Everybody's writing in a book, right? Which tells you there's a massive shortage for an uncomplicated point of sale, for one. Because without a point of sale, it's almost impossible to buy collectively, because how do you know who's doing what? And doesn't mean people are not buying, but you can't take it to a third party or a wholesaler to say, we are looking to buy X amount of stock on a weekly or a monthly basis. So the first step that then became apparent to us after the health and safety was to make sure that there's a point of sale that works from ground up. Because what we've seen is that all the point of sales were designed for big businesses, and then maybe they remove features, and then they say, here's one for a spaza shop. So what we've built is a thing called AYICO, except it's AYICO, AYICO, because, stock AYICO, people are selling AYICO. So what it does is that you can actually do two things. You can capture your stock by just taking a picture of the stock, and then it will process the order. Or you can WhatsApp it and say, hey, I'm going to take some Coca 3, one, literally in a WhatsApp, and then it will register and record that transaction and start building your books for you. Very, very simple. Umama, Gogo, anybody can use it. And more importantly, even an informal trader can use it. If you're selling my vegetables, you can just say, I've just sold 5 tomatoes. Or even that book, at the end of the day, you can just take a picture, upload it into the chat, and it automatically does your point of selling. So we needed to solve that in order to be able to buy in bulk. Then there's the other thing that you see very quickly, is that there's no cooperation. Everybody is like, no one wants to share, everybody wants to be themselves, and it's very, very difficult because it's part of the I can't force you to buy in bulk. People are so distrusting. When we come with our bright yellow shirts, with our ambassadors, with the UN cap, people think it's a scam. So no one is willing to show you the numbers or anything. So it's very hard to get people to, and I think for the foreign businesses, it's technically very easy because the mindset is different. Firstly, they come in as a multinational, literally, because they come from somewhere. They're coming to graft, and often it's one guy who owns a number of spazas. So already, even for yourself, if you own 7 spazas, already your buying ability is much better than one spaza, one spaza, one spaza. But I can tell you for free, one spaza doesn't work, as you've clearly articulated. But that is almost like this side of the problem statement, you know, and I'm not quite sure how to assist it. Maybe the people like, for example, the chambers, and maybe more of these sessions are needed. But we need to essentially, from a spaza level, from the people on the audience, that needs to come from that side. But from a tooling point of view, and also from a wholesaler point of view, any wholesaler would ideally want to work with one buying group, because what then happens is the ability that we can do logistics. We can send one vehicle to deliver for all those spazas. So now you're not coming to the shop to buy every day. We send that stuff because it makes sense. I can send one vehicle to the entire area and everybody gets their stock. And the point of sale can automatically do the orders. So we know that we should expect this amount of orders from this side. So, all I can say from that is, yeah, you know, the saying is divided you fall. And it is our divide currently that's putting us in the situation. Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We won't be taking any more questions, but I'd like to really thank our sponsor companies for coming along with us on this journey. Thank you, guys. So next on our program, we're going to speak to the community. And who I'd like to introduce is Ubabu Bishop Makubo. And he stands for the representative of the Johannesburg Spaza shops. Thank you. Babu Bishop.
Greetings, everyone. MMC, I'm recognizing you and the Executive Mayor and the Spaza Shop community. Ngiyanithanda ke mina bafowethu, ngiyanithanda. Without the Spaza Shop community, there wouldn't be business culture, Wakanda, and economic development, because siyayilwela impilo. Be it we are being recognized or not being recognized, but we are pushing. There's been a study that was done by Accenture post-COVID. I think I would say they had estimated about 178 billion that the Spaza shop is worth within our country. The question is, where is that money coming from, and where does that money end up to? And they identify that in the Spaza shop industry or space, there is over 150,000 stakeholders or players within. So this money is playing around those 150,000 stakeholders. But the question is, at the end of the day, who does it benefit? Because due to this unprecedented migration or hostile takeover, I will say, of the Spaza shop industry by foreign migrants, we're not against them. but the strategies being employed to take over and to gain competitive edge are actually unfair to South Africans. Hence, we are having this engagement now and then to try and find a people-driven solution. We've been engaging with the city on numerous occasions as Count Me In movement, the executive mayor. We're on the forefront. He knows we supported fighting the case there with Siri. We mobilized other civil organizations. We were there to show that we're not against the city. Our executive mayor, the reason we were there, we stood by you throughout the whole journey until the end of the court case there with Siri. It was for us as Spaza Shop community, as civil organizations, to show that we're not against the city, we're not fighting the city, we're fighting the system. So in return, we'll appreciate if the city as well can shake hands with us. As Spaza Shop funding was launched, I think it was on the 8th of March, we were at a year to there. Everyone was excited. We all get excited about the promises which were made. However, when the portal was launched, Spaza Shop people were trying to register, the problem began. Now there's a business license issue or the permit. As my colleague there has indicated from Middlelands Hostels, most of the Spaza Shop owners, they do have the fire certificates, we do have the COAs and all that. We've been having that for years. And we've been trading until the city then came and said, no, we're formalizing, so you need to have the business license, which we don't have a problem with that. However, we've engaged with the city that given the circumstances, how about if you meet us halfway as Spaza Shop owners, that from this Spaza fund, because now the business license is the priority for everyone to get access to that funding. How about on the blended finance, because there is 50% grant and there is 50% loan. How about that grant? At least it assists Spaza Shop people with registrations or with compliance, because CIPC is about 175 rand. I think I paid about 340 for CIA. It's only now that is not payable because of the business license issue. For fire certificate, I think I paid about 440. There is 1,100 that you need to pay after you've got the architect to do the plan so that the plan can be endorsed. You need to pay 1,185 for zoning. You need to also pay 1,125 for consent. That's excluding the architect. Mam Zobe from Pimville, she's one of the Spaza Shop people as we're at Safe Hub. She presented an architectural plan, but still today, she doesn't have a business license. We've been mobilizing Spaza Shop owners to work with the city, get the compliances, land use management. We've been engaging with developmental planning. And then on the 26th of May, Benji, you can remind me on the date, 26th of May or is the 25th of May, we had an engagement, a stakeholder engagement with the city of Johannesburg. I think Mzi was also there, Mzi Kumalo. I think Gunene was there, Joseph, Julius. You know, we had all the departments there. We sat there in the boardroom, we discussed, we deliberated, we came up with solutions. Funny though, the city went ahead and do the bylaws and all that, but none of those engagements were considered. We had an agreement with the city. We got to agreement that, okay guys, let's get to agree that how about we get a 6 or 12 months waiver that a temporary business license be issued to the Spaza Shop owners who are partially compliant. What we meant about partially compliant, we were saying that everyone with a COA, with a fire certificate, with an internal layout plan, with a can at least be given a temporal business license and a 6 to 12 months waiver be given so that they have time to raise money, to do the other compliance, because the quote I'm having here for the architect, they want about 8 to 10,000 rand. So the total cost for one person to register a standard spaza shop, it goes between 12 to 14,000. And we're talking about people who have nothing, are starting from zero. And it becomes an impediment to this date, because for you to apply, a business license is required. People, they want to apply. So we're asking that maybe consensus has to be reached somewhere, that how can the city meet people halfway. They are willing, they are ready and willing. The reason that they seem to be despondent is because whenever they bring ideas and views, at the end of the day, it seems as though it's a box ticking exercise. Some of those are not being considered. Spaza shop owners and landlords, assistance is available from the city as well as from the private sector. The stakeholders, the city, yes, engage with stakeholders like Wakanda, as well as the Dime Initiative. When we had the Spaza, Women's Spaza Shop, 22nd of August, Miles, if I'm not mistaken, at Safe Hub, Gloria Kiondo was there. We deliberated on this, and they came forth that we're willing to assist. I'm one of the beneficiaries. I also have a tech shop where they revamped the whole tech shop from bottom to top. I've got downlights, I've got new shelves, the floor. Wakanda has initiated through the UNDP, that is this, the Dime Initiative. So my Spaza shop, it's in a better space. Now the question is, City of Johannesburg, when am I getting my business license? Stakeholders out there, some of them, they are a bit reluctant to spend or to assist, because they like, what if we invest in you, the next day the city shut down the shops? Because they're saying if you don't have a business license, you are being regarded as being non-compliant, regardless if I'm having all these other documents. So the biggest challenge with Spaza shop people, it is the consent and the zoning. Because the sketch plans, they said no, sketch plans are no longer considered. And at least it was a cheapest way, it's about 2.5 to 3,000 a sketch plan, so that at least people can get consent. And another disadvantage with the consent, it takes longer because number one, you have to advertise for 28 days with the neighbors. Not every neighbor likes you. If there's any objections, you're not gonna get consent. So those are the challenges we are faced up with, as well as zoning, like as we were talking about zoning. It's also a problem, which we would like the city to try and do something about. The zoning is very much urgent, because we cannot get business license. Zoning and consent, it's compulsory. There's nothing we can do about that. But what we're asking is that, how about we meet each other halfway? It's not that people, they don't want to be compliant. So assistance is there, yes, the fund is there, NEF and CITFA are administering, but the challenge is, it is with people obtaining or getting the business license. That's where the challenge is. If we can get assistance there from the city, that maybe reconsider the issue of the temporal permit, so that people can get compliance, if at least on that, because there are stakeholders who are willing to assist Spaza shop people. However, due to this compliance challenge, so our executive mayor is here. I'm grateful. I've listened to Councillor Nomoya's interview. I think it was the 29th of October at Josie FM. I was like, hey, but the numbers are not balancing. I've listened to an interview, Mr. Penji Sitlamo, my colleague. I'm like, hey, the numbers are not balancing. I've listened to Noktula from development planning. I'm like, hey, the numbers are not balancing. Because one city officials come with an individualized stats, and the other one comes with another stats, the other one. So we'll appreciate if at least the city can have one state, one language, then we'll start retrusting and believing. The reason people don't show up or that is because you go there, a city official tells you something different. One will say the sketch plan. With the sketch plan, you're definitely gonna get the consent. I went there in October. I was there at Newtown. I said, guys, Menoktula said, Menoktula Tusi said, your director said, no, the sketch plan, no, it's been approved. We can get the consent. When I got there, Bolisicho, Julius, and they all said, hey, Baba, that's not going to work. Go find an architect. We need that one. You see, so one person says this in one IMBIS or stakeholder engagement, the city official will say this, the next one they will say this. So we pleading with the city, try get it together, then we will have trust again on the city and say, okay, they are talking one language, because now we no longer sure which one is it. But most importantly, please assist Spaza shop people with regards to the issue of zoning and consent, because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to get this compliant. So that's what we're asking. However, the city is there, is willing to assist, the funds are there, but now there's a challenge which is also imposed by the city. So the city is willing to assist. There's 500 million, if it's still there, the city is willing to assist. However, these challenges, the city also has to deal with those challenges. The city who's dealing with the bylaws, who put in the bylaws. So the city has to meet us halfway for us to get them to work with them with regards to the bylaws. Fortunately, I've been engaging with various departments. Yes, they are helpful, but their hands are tight as well. I think every second week, economic development, I was always there. Say Mr. Sitlamo, at one point, Mr. Penji Sitlamo even offered to NEF that, okay, rather I write a recommendation letter that we have Mr. Makubo's documents here with us. It's just that the issue, the backlog with regards to the business letter, they said, no, Penji, we don't need a recommendation letter. Mr. Makubo need to come to us with a business license. So they are trying to assist us, but now the system is also not equipping or allowing them to assist us. So they are willing at the ground as well. You go to land use management, they are willing to assist, but now the issue is we work according to the city's bylaws. So we're asking the city today, our executive mayor is the city today, we are pleading and asking that please, please, please assist in terms of that, because some of the Spaza shop people are operating in informal settlements. There's a challenge. We even indicated that we are fighting over the forum houses that our grandfathers have left us with. The minute you mention title deed, then it's war. So when we engage there at Jabulani, then we reach consensus with the city that title deeds, yes, issue, whilst it's being resolved, how about the lease agreements and the letter of executor can be used? They said, no, yes, the lease agreement can work, but when you get there, it's not that. They need the title deed, and there's a problem with title, even those with title deeds. There's a problem with those houses. When you mention title deed or letter of authority, no, you want to sell the house. There is problem. So the city, please assist us in terms of that as well. The people, they wish to work with the city. We are there. We wish to support the city, but please assist us. Thank you very much for the time given.
Next, I would like to call the representative for AMA Informal Traders, Usbusi Songo. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished guests, respected leaders, fellow traders, members and partners. I'd like to first thank Thulasizwe from Business Culture for making this event a reality. And I'd also like to thank all the stakeholders from private that have shown and proved that they are working. They are not dependent. They are trying to create a country where we can be proud of. Before I go forward, I'm not standing here as an individual. I'm a representative of a resilience of people, a resilient culture of people who have not given up. So I'd like to thank all the informal traders and spaza shop owners who took time from their businesses and from their endeavors for the day to come and grace us at this event. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Lulama, the chairperson of the Informal Traders Forum that is mandated in the policy document of the Informal Traders Policy of 2022. So I'd like to give a warm welcome. I hear and I see and I've experienced that there has been a lot of discouragement. There has been a lot of exclusion. There has been a lot of identifying the sector of the informal trade as a place of exclusion. But I'd like to send a message across that the informal sector is where our grassroots entrepreneurship is. I'd like to send a message of appeal and a call to action to our leaders, our government stakeholders, our Department of Economic Development, the City of Johannesburg, not only in the City of Johannesburg, but all the cities and municipalities in South Africa, is that we have a sovereign duty to make sure that the people on the ground have an economic identity. All nations, Indian, Jews, whites, have a place, have an identity. We do not have the land. We do not have the mines. But we have the informal sector where we can stand and start and say, we are here and we are present and we want to grow from informal to formal with the capacitation of the institution and the powers that we have voted into, the people that we have voted into power. We as a black people cannot be the only people who lack systems of generational wealth. We stand here as informal traders and spaza shop owners. We do not have those systems. Right in front of me, respectable members and leaders and elders, there is up to 3 generations of informal traders that are still living from hand to mouth. It cannot be acceptable that private sector moves faster than the government. We are the constituents of the government. We are the people on the ground. We say, this is a call to action. Please recognize the sector. Please align your initiatives with the development of the sector. I'd also like to say something, especially on the despondent ones, a message we should take home. I would like to read something from Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu. The last speech of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu said, "My blood will nourish the tree that will bear the fruits of freedom. Tell my people I love them and that they must continue to fight." So let us fight for our economic identity. Let us take this opportunity, whether coming from private and government, to stand. I want to raise a point of the gentleman that moved here. Divided we fall. We are a very divided people. We've got thousands and thousands of unions, organizations. Let us find the platform and the bridge to stand together as one voice so that we can be able to fight for our territory. If we say the spaza shops are for the people who are South Africans, let it be. If we say it is for people who qualify according to the constitution in terms of nationalization, let it be. But let us not be at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to legacy and generational wealth creation. I will want to I would just like to talk about the initiatives that we've started. from the recognition of the informal traders policy. We started an initiative with the 7 markets, namely Metro Mall, Hook Street Market, Faraday, Barra, Yeovil Market, Midrand, and Volksberg Market. These markets have more than 1,500 informal traders. We've devised an equity sharing model where the informal traders are part of that initiative. Any profit, any initiative, any opportunity that comes is divided into creating a system of legacy and a generational wealth that can be transferred to their families. So we've been engaging with the Department of Economic Development. We are still engaging. We are pleading that you take us to heart and support our initiatives. These initiatives will support a partnership that we've made with the Gauteng SWGC College. We've partnered with them. They have 270 learners that are ready for work integrated learning. We see this industry and the opportunities that are raised in the markets to be able to facilitate these students, give them the necessary experiential learning. And the partnership with private and government will give us the leaders that we need for the future. So I'm pleading particularly to the Department of Economic Development that our initiatives must be supported. It is not only for us, but it is for the future generations that are to follow us. So in closing, I say, let us build together. Let us unite and build and grow together. From one pilot program to one system to one vision. I thank you.
Sabong Bospo. To bring to the stage the MMC for Economic Development, as well as our Executive Mayor, I'm going to ask Ubaba Matopane to come to stage to introduce. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor and MMC. The approach is that we'll invite you to come and sit here. I will introduce the MMC, and when MMC is done, she will then introduce the Mayor. But to welcome to the stage, please let's all stand to welcome MMC Nomoya Mnisi, and MMC will then introduce the Mayor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will then invite MMC to come and address us on the importance of the township economy, especially in the context of what we are discussing here today. MMC, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Director of the Department of Economic Development, Program Director, the leadership of the City of Johannesburg, I think is the acting or is the Director of Region E, the Executive Mayor, His Excellency, Councillor Dada Morero, our distinguished guests, the informal traders, the partners, F&B, Jumbo, a business culture, I greet you all. We are gathered here because we understand one fundamental truth, that the township economy of Johannesburg is carried on your shoulders. You are not operating on the margins of the economy, you are at its center. Every day, in every corner of our communities, you keep the economy alive. In the city of Johannesburg, we recognize that the informal economy activity is not separate from the mainstream economy. It is an integral part of it. It is deeply linked to how our economy functions, how our people survive and build livelihoods. For many households, informal economic activities is not only a source of income, it is the main source of survival. It sustains thousands of families in a context of high unemployment, and increasingly it is young people who are turning it to this sector to participate in the economy and build a future for themselves. Early in the morning, before many of us have even started our day, you are already at work. You open your stalls, you prepare your goods, you serve communities that depend on you for daily survival. You provide food, basic services, and convenience where large businesses often do not reach. But beyond that, you create jobs, you support families, and you sustain the economic life of our townships. Without you, many of our communities would simply not function. A key pillar of this informal economy is the informal trade. In our city, informal trade is not only a form of self-employment, it is also a creator of jobs, and we do have an appreciation of that. Collectively, your contributions to the economy of the Johannesburg is substantial and must be recognized, supported, and protected. At the same time, we must be honest about the challenges you face. Your journey is not an easy one. Many of you operate without proper infrastructure. You face inconsistent enforcement and at times unfair treatment. Access to funding remains limited. You compete with bigger businesses that have far more resources. Safety and security are ongoing concerns, and the rising cost of stock and transport continues to put pressure on your businesses. These are not individual problems, they are structural challenges. They require a deliberate response from government, and they require partnerships between the city and yourselves. This also means ensuring that the policies that we have approved in council, they work for you. In terms of our informal trading policy, traders are required to register and obtain permits to operate. This system is meant to ensure order, fairness, and sustainability in the sector. Our responsibility is to ensure that this process is simple, transparent, and accessible. Now, speaking about the issue of the trading policy, we all understand what transpired in the city of Joburg last year in October, where we decided with the executive mayor that we are going to wake up at 4 a.m. because we were also exhausted about the complaints of that street. You know the famous street, Mos? The famous street of the CBD. Now, it did not make sense that you have about 100 people trading bumper to bumper, hip to hip, you know, side by side, next to each other. You are trading the same thing, all of you, in that street. How are you making profit, all of you? Because in Tengisi Mpatla, Mosi Jambul sale. So it did not make sense. So if something does not make sense for us as political leadership in the city, and we see that our people are not safe, we must act. So that's why we decided, we woke up 4 a.m. one day on the 2nd of October, and we restored dignity in that street. We restored safety in that street. Now, interestingly, majority of people who were trading in that street, De Villiers, it was foreign nationals. Now they are occupying our shops. then you ask yourself, so it means Labantu Laba, they were undermining us as the city. So we are going to continue and make sure we restore order in the city of Johannesburg. We have developed a system as per the traders policy. This system is developed to support yourselves as informal traders with registrations so that you are recognized as legitimate traders within the city of Joburg. The system is meant to support you, traders, to comply. It is meant to support you to grow, not to push you out of the economy. So you must never think that we are implementing the policy so that we push you out of the economy, but in fact we are assisting you. So we encourage our South African brothers and sisters to assist us and guard this sector jealously. Because the other challenge that we have identified, Executive Mayor, is that already those that we have given permits in the city of Joburg, in the streets of the city of Joburg, they are already subletting. So it then means that you do not have the zeal, you don't have the appetite when a forukuteng is. So when you just want an income. So we will ask you to excuse us in that stall, and then uzozake umuntu onothando lokuthi athengise simnikeze that stall. Executive Mayor, it is equally important that we improve the environment in which these traders operate in. We are committed to invest in proper trading infrastructure, ensure access to basic services such as water and sanitation, and create safe, clean, and dignified trading spaces. Regulation must be fair, consistent, and respectful. Where there is corruption and harassment, we must confront it decisively. We must also open real pathways for growth. Many of you are ready to move beyond survival and into stable, growing businesses. That requires access to funding, business training, and better information. It requires partnership that allows you to buy stock at affordable prices, manage your businesses effectively, and expand your operation. Spaza shops in particular remain a critical pillar of our township economy. They provide essential goods and ensure that money circulates within our communities. Our responsibility is to ensure that they are protected, supported, and given fair opportunity to compete and grow. This launch must serve as a bridge to bigger opportunities. It must connect you to suppliers, to markets, and to networks that will strengthen your businesses. Because when informal traders grow, the township economy will also grow. And when township economies grow, Johannesburg as a city will grow, Executive Mayor. But this work cannot be done by ourselves alone as government. It requires strong organization amongst traders, active participation from communities, and meaningful partnerships with the private sector. Most importantly, it requires your voice. Your lived experiences must shape the policies and programs that affect you. Let this not be a once-off, as per the discussions that I had with the department, that from here we are also going to go to other regions. Let it be the beginning of continuous engagements where we work to build solutions that are practical, inclusive, and sustainable. To all our traders and spaza shop owners, the call is to continue to organize yourselves, continue to engage with the city, comply when necessary, but also demand the support that you deserve. Support one another as traders, build networks, and grow together. In closing, the future of Johannesburg economy is not only found in Sandton or in the inner city. It lives in the streets of Soweto. It lives in the corners of Alexandra. It lives in the markets of Diepslot. It lives in every spaza shop and every trading stall across our communities. As the city of Johannesburg, we are here to support you and help you grow your businesses. Together, let us grow the township economy. Together, let us build Johannesburg as a true city of opportunities. Now, as I sit down, there are a few issues which were raised by one of the spaza shop representatives, which are inclusive of funding. On the 5th of February, we had a meeting with the Department of Small Businesses. And from their end, in their presentation, they were very much concerned that as Gauteng, we are not doing well in tapping into the funding that they launched, I think, in last year. Yes. So in Johannesburg alone, I think we have about 7 spaza shops that qualify for that funding. So we then asked them if there are no any other mitigation measures that can be put in place, because one of our departments is very much strict when it comes to compliance, which is development planning in terms of zoning and plans. So they told us that there's a provision in their act that we can give the spaza shop owners, those who have COAs, a temporary permit so that they can access the funding. But we are going to do this in a very orderly manner. The department will be doing roadshows of spaza shop funding, so that we explain this together with the Department of Small Businesses. We explain it to those South Africans who are very much explicit as the city. We are, reserving this sector of informal economy to South Africans only, and we are unapologetic about that. So we are going to make sure, we are going to ensure that when we do these roadshows, we have a database of everyone that has a COA, so that we explain to them the next step from there, and then they can access the funding. Thank you so much, Executive Mayor. Oh, I'm introducing you. Okay, so I'm not sure where I come from. They normally say that you don't have to introduce someone that is known already, because every time he ascends the podium, we must introduce him. However, I've been requested by the ED to do that. The next speaker on the platform is a man who has a rich history in governance, who has served as an MMC of finance, who was a mayor for 25 days at some point. And then at the later stage, he came back. He is still serving as the mayor. He was once a director in the city of Johannesburg, in the Department of Finance, but heading e-communication. Councillor Dada Morero, can we give him a standing ovation as he ascends to the podium? Thank you.
Yeah. Dumelang le kae? Re ka dula fatshe. Let me thank the opportunity given this morning to come and have a conversation with you. And I agree that all the issues that we have raised that the city has control over should not be difficult issues to resolve. Rezoning issues, planning issues, compliance issues should not be difficult. At times it's just that, and I'll make an example. I had a 2 billion investment from Microsoft And for 2 years, the city officials was not resolving a small issue on the water license. And we almost lost 2 billion because they can just go across the road to Ekurhuleni. So I was made aware of that problem on a Friday. I called all the departments at 2 o'clock. On Saturdays, I was watching the best team in the country at home. The phone call came around 5:30, just after the game, that the problem has been resolved between officials and Microsoft, and the license has been issued. But it took 2 years to resolve it. I'm demonstrating that some of the problems that we have in the city is internal in terms of competence on the side of the officials of government. And unfortunately, those are the people that you bloom with. They are your friends, they are your sisters, they are your cousins. They don't understand the most basic thing, that as you run around delaying an approval which impacts on economic growth, we are actually destroying one job. We are also destroying one bill that should be paid for the city of Joburg. We are destroying an investment into road infrastructure so that we can close the pothole. I think that's part of the work that we are now doing, which we should not be doing as political leadership, to now talk directly to the officials of government. There's a building that collapsed around the area of Omonde. Now the city has inspectors in that region, about 15 inspectors in region F. That building is huge, you see it from the road. So any inspector around that area should have picked up. I don't look good. Very profile, so it doesn't look good. So that building, when you pass, you can see it. So the question is, it has been built for the last, 18 months. No inspector could pick up that building to go and inspect. But that building is built by people who have capital. So it's proper business. They should know the compliance processes, but they choose not to submit plans. So it's not like me and you go kasiring kadi chance. It's people who have money, who could place an order, serious order of bricks. Probably they ordered over, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 bricks to build that structure. And 9 people died as a result of the collapse. 9 died. I don't want to say it's fortunate it was not a government building. The story would have been something. Somebody would be saying the mayor must resign because people died. Nakisa Aha building. They say resign. They not man, but resign ki the emotion. Baban le bona weekend te ba re ke recall ke ntseng kana mara. I think we must have that conversation. O yentseng mara wena. Every month go cancel ke motion. Weekend ke recall. Una le ntho yentseng batho man. It can't be like this. Nonetheless, we are not there. Now I'm demonstrating that, for example, if we agree that for us to empower spaza shops, by the way, it's a constitutional mandate that local government is entrusted with local economic development. So it's constitutional. So if our part is to ensure that Spazas comply, we shouldn't make it difficult, we should make it easy. Now they say, I listened to the bishop, there was a bishop standing here. I don't see him anymore. Kio the bishop. I got to understand Spaza shops better from your presentation. Now the bishop explains the value chain, and one of the things he says, you are required to have an architect to do the drawing. Now architects don't come cheap. Maybe draftsmen might be cheaper. Because bao draw a structure. They go to the engineers check and sign. Okay. Then they give you a bill, it will be 12,000. Now a Spaza guy may not have that 12,000. I was saying to the MMC as we're sitting there, it can't be that the city can't help and intervene in that space. And I'll make an example. We build RDP houses. The Tabang is busy in the RDP. He's forcing us to build RDPs and we don't have money. So we've built an entire Bramfisher. Then we went through a process of applications for title deeds with our own money. We are done, we've got 6,000 title deeds. But our own laws we have created then says, you can't issue the title deed until you have built the road, stormwater, and street lights. Then you declare a full township. Now as the mayor, I know that the current budget I have, the likely time that I'll build those roads in Bramfisher is probably in 2040. And I won't be here. That's reality. Do you wait for 2040 or you relax your laws and give dignity to those who have been waiting for your title deeds? So we have to make that decision. Because in any case, you know as government that in the next 10 years, akho mali yoku-akha lezo idrata. Marama title deed now are ready. One person there is probably 72 years old. Use Bramfish. Uyacabanga ukuthi soze ndifele eGauteng. Mina ndifuna ukufela koBochum, koMaidali. There's a place in Bochum called Maidali. It's the only place in the whole world called Maidali. I don't know why they chose that word, but it's called Maidali. So this person probably wants to go and die, go Maidali. But he can't transact with that property that he has also improved. You can say bathroom, I can add the tiles, I can add this nice ceiling. The house is beautiful. It's no longer worth the 180,000 of an RDP. It's probably now worth about 500. And this person thinks with that 500,000 going home, she could probably push 3-4 years. Lena kerwa bona obukowa. Obukowa. Most people when they leave, we know right. 3 years in yana raya ro bolok. It's something we're afraid to talk about, but we are Christians, some of us. So I'm saying this thing, MMC, that nothing fails us as the city to say, we are going to support you in that space, Bishop, so that we help you to have proper architectural plans which will comply with our laws, so that by the time we submit, they are in compliance and we can approve. So that the value chain from where it starts, the city must be involved. So what it means I must go and look for money for that value chain. I guess we must be deliberate about supporting spaza shops. It's nothing wrong. The decisions we make to position the city, wara. We just spent 30 million last week. I was with a young boy, 10-year-old boy, Tiamo, just here in Horton, supporting the golf. We spent 30 million from the city's money for golf. There's nothing wrong. I get golf is important, but what was important was to showcase the city to at least 200 countries and at least about 200 million eyes that were watching the golf. So it might not be a difficulty to raise some little money to support that value chain, from architect, from submission, from rezoning, and we conclude and we give you your compliance certificate so that we can give you the license. So we'll have that discussion between myself, MMC Mnisi and MMC Mqina, so that we sort out that value chain immediately. Otherwise, it should not be the one that's delaying you from being operational in your businesses. The city must give you support. I had asked last year when I was MMC of Finance that let's raise 100 million and go to the private sector to raise another 100 million. We would have had 200 million as an SME fund in the city. Then we'll work out how we manage and control it, whether through particular bank, because I corona, so that we find a legitimate institution and we dovetail this thing so that we can get access to some of this money. Because sometimes if it's bank's money alone, it has a whole lot of requirements and red tape. But if we partner with FNB or Standard Bank and we say, this is 100 million from the city, can you match it? And they can match it with another 100 million. I had suggested it last year and left for them as officials to discuss it and put it together. It's still not together. And it's an easier thing to do because we can budget that 100 million for SME support. If we are spending 30 on golf, we can get another 70 somewhere and say, here's a fund, and can the banks match it with another 100? And the banks will be glad to match it with another 100 million. Then we can work out the structure and interest and how you pay it, all sorts of things. Then we give you value to start these businesses and make well. I then said last year to the executive director who's sitting here, Marsha, Marsha. Get more Marsha. I went to a small factory of a young guy. He produces tissue. The operations are so simple. I mean, this space is too big. Maybe half of the space, that's the space he uses. And there's that machine there, and then there's those rolls. Within an hour, they've produced so many boxes of tissue. Tissue. Now the city of Johannesburg procures tissue. So we advertise, you respond, we give you, but you go and buy it at macro. and you bring it to the city. Doesn't help for economic growth. So I'm saying to him, take this SMEs here. That's there already. Let's agree that we will procure tissue from our people who must produce it. So when I manufacture or a bonds or a muchinu wa teng, the cheapest one is about 250,000. What is a tissue? Go China. Chaba. So how na le muchini all? Sere reka tissue go in. We guarantee you a 3-year contract that in the next 3 years, the 12 million we're spending annually on tissue, we will spend going. Now, outside this Spaza sales are a turnover of 60,000. There's 12 million on a 3-year contract. Because then it becomes easier that on the 3rd year, Thabang can now buy a nice vehicle, not a BMW, a nice normal vehicle or a bakkie to allow you to expand the business. I went to UNDP last year. Was it last year? They were here at Melrose Arch. They had a function. So I was addressing as the mayor, to welcome people. Then the UNDP said, hey, Mr. Mayor, there's poison. The children are dying in the Spaza shops. Can we have a conversation? We sat down in a private room, and the UNDP said, yes, we've got the resources and the money to support the small businesses. I said, hey, this is good. I called this one. Masa, gremuna itlamu, chelteki. But wawatori tus. And the discussion started from there. I'm surprised that in fact there's something that happened because I never got reports or something is happening. So Masa, thank you. We can see what the UNDP is doing. We actually started on how on the technology side we can intervene and help. Now there's a lot of people who are coming who wants to support the city, who wants to support small business. The opportunity is on you. But you must not sit in these meetings, Bishop, and not talk about the products that the city procures. Because there's real money there. Angal, ushugela, brown sugar, ibisi. Yes, it's well and good. But the products that the city procures, that's where you must come in. Stenga manzi. Well, that one I want to stop it. Bazolwa nami. Stenga manzi kanjani sine Joburg Gota kamasipala. So that business we must stop. Joburg Gota mele silethela ama igubhu nje ema-ofisini siphuze sithele. Ayithi amanzi wethu are the cleanest in Africa. We've got 99.99% blue drop. So ngizoya ku mayoral committee bazongilwisa ngoba mhlambe kune official ayithi niyazi phela bayaziphandela labantu and angifuni ngibalwisa as long bayenza umsebenzi wami mara bayaziphandela but ngizoyilungisa siphuza amanzi ka Joburg Gota throughout. But what I'm saying, let's fight on the products. One is tissue already, which is easier for us to make a decision quicker and get 5 of you who are producing tissue now and sign a contract for the next 3 years. So that all the money on tissue, we know where it's going. You can start thinking of going to China after today to buy the machine. What is Pume China? They're expensive here. I don't know. It's up to you. We also buy simple products, cleaning detergents. We buy them in volumes to clean all our facilities. And you can produce those because even TikTok has already showed how easy it is to produce that. It's just that you will require to have SAPS approvals. But if you start that, and this one comes to the city and say, that product also, we are reinventing it for yourselves. I suppose from all, but by the time the money is there, you start understanding that, I'm here, so in doing that money, let's look for these products. And Masa can start saying to the city, my constitutional mandate is local economic development. Therefore, we are ring-fencing all these 16 products or 20 products to SMEs. We buy sugar in the city. Well, you can't produce it, but we buy sugar. Let's see if we can't even take those to yourselves. We probably spend what, 3 million on sugar a year? Or more. Reka tsukiri. I get about 70 at least 20 ba fete ba tshele tsukiri jwalo jwalo le lebese. Re reka le di cold drink. And you know what's sad about them? I remember a few years ago, almost half of the stock had expired. I get cold drink expire in a shelf life. So I expire, it means it's once a ritual. Regular the cold drink. Why did it expire? Why did it distribute once the faba to go to office? The expire. We used to buy beer. Arsadi rekatse. Nara rekadi beer for the office study MMC. Nara rekela beer. Le whiskey because abana le baeti. I get a khotla baeti ba serious from America. Then aba fe whiskey because go the country ntshe dingwa go tswanela mo South Africa. Ka breakfast wa no bujwala, ka lunch wa no bujwala, ka supper ja. South Africa ra umakalla onwa ka 83 exen kangaka. No, in other countries is normal because na bangithi abathi ibhodlela kumele liphele bavele bathele lokho bahambe ntambama ke bathele bese baya relax. So we used to do that. So I'm saying to you, lena le opportunity ya hore re lwane le bo Masa and say these products, let them come. You know, the SMEs must engage with the city. And you mamele Bishop, when you engage with government, you engage with government at your terms. Ningezi ngathi niyasincenga. Anisincengi because i-constitution South Africa, ethi local government, you have a responsibility to local economic development. Lasingakhoni ukwenza into sizasho. But don't engage as if you are a stepchild. You are a stakeholder. Nami angithi manginisusa where I say this is illegal trade. Ngizonisusa negotiate naye. Khona manje October uyeza bengitshelwe MMC ukuthi yabona from July nje kumele sibe busy eClr siyo cleaner amaspaza because ngathi everywhere kuvela ukushona abantwana abaseClr nasenaleti. So we must find a way of preventing this thing. Ngeke ngahlala ngathi hayi ngathi khona umuntu othwele ngabantwana la wayebafanjela ngoOctober So bishop akobiza ama bishop siya nango August siyothandaza kuleya ndawo before October afike if kunesandla semfene singakwini so that we defeat it suka kungashoni umntwana because it has been 3 years ilandelana enenaleti hayi kwezinye indawo. So let's go into that. So nyabonga isikhatheni ngiphesona. That's why I didn't go on my speech. I decided let me respond on the issues you have raised. So the MMC will then set up that team together with MMC Mgcina. So I'm saying set up a center so that nina ningayile nale ne office neli one to sort out the entire value chain. So I'm figure lap. Nenega office eli one with nine application, nine rezoning, nine ini, zienda wene one. Because that's how you get government efficiencies. Ara sutloya kwa ko tabale kwa hababu wile ba they don't have view. Let's set up a team and say this is the team to solve SMME and Spaza shop. Bagule ndao. Whether it's architect, whether it's rezoning, whether it's compliance, it's licensing, it's what, they are at the center. So you just go there. By the time you leave the office, we have done everything in one place. Sine capacity yokuyenza leyo nto. Because we do have offices in town where it could be easier for you to come and go. So that only sort that out. Let me tell you, Spaza business is probably a turnover of over 3 billion rands, if not more, a year. So we need to decide how we are going to invest into this business. And government must help you. It must help Spaza, it must help small business to grow. We can do it. If sisebenzisana nani niyeke outsourcela ama foreign, because it's easy to just get rental income and do nothing. But when you know you must wake up at 4 to make sure the stock is sorted, the what is stocked, we humble say market, everything is sorted. It's your work. Nami ngiyavuka. Abanye bacanga mina ngivuka, nami ngiyavuka. Ngiyavuka ukuthi necity yenu ibe right. Kungamhlanje nje bengazizwa ukuvuka. Angithi izolo bathi recall so ngikhathele man. So ngilele ngikhathele ilabantu abangikhathazile ngathi ngiyalala. So sengivuswe ekseni bathi hey kune appointment yase Paterson Park engagijima ngespeed, you know, but all of us who wants to succeed in life. My grandfather used to say I don't know what that means. All of us who have to succeed, whether it's you are a policeman, whether you are a pastor in the church, for you to succeed, you must put an effort. The same way with your Spaza shop, put an effort. Let's make them work. And they can work. They used to work before Somalians and everybody came. The Spazas used to work. So let's bring it back. I was saying to MMC, part of the discussion, nothing should limit us as government. Though Jambo might be angry with us, we can set up our own at our own terms. We've got the money, we've got the facilities, but we are not in the business of owning Libitan to Jambo, warehouse, wholesale. We are not in the business. Therefore, it means we'll be working towards you owning it. but we will put the capital. The same way we are doing with BRT. We are not owning this BRT, you know that. Refilled taxi operator. Last year we put 700 million into Alexander, which is this corridor called the Louis Botha corridor. 700 million of our money. Mar already own refilled batho ba di taxi. On top of that, there were affiliated buses, 60 buses. 63 buses, Mahala, started the business with our money. And then Rakenya clause, and I laughed at the mayoral committee. We put a clause that in 2 years, they must bring back our fleet. Kishaba officially a reporter, he's a director of transport. In 2 years. We might as well know that they are not coming back. So that's where I am, and we want to support you. The MMC has made serious commitments, but organize yourself in the manner in which you have organized. Put pressure. Don't mind engaging us constantly. Then we will support this industry. This industry will succeed if we continue to give it the necessary support. I'm going to fight for that 100 million. But it's not free money to you. The 100 million I'm raising is an SME fund, meaning you can apply to access the fund in a form of a loan to get your business to go. But because it's a government fund, it will have favorable interest rates. Then I'll partner with any bank or institution that has the appetite to put another 100 million. So Masa, we must start that process of engagement. We are passing a budget in June. If this year I can't get 100 million, at least I must get 50 million into the fund and start the fund. So that we know that the city, because every city support the SMME, but I want to nix a. So if there's anything we support, the world must then say, yes, they're supporting because they've got an SMME fund. I'm told the food is ready. Then I'm hungry. But I hope I've addressed the issues you wanted us to address. And I want to wish you luck and success. I will work with Masa and with your team and the MMC so that we unlock these things, especially the compliance and planning things, so that they don't bog you down. You can then access the money that you need for you to advance your spaza shops. Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much, Mayor, and we look forward to seeing the progress we can make. We are coming to the close of the program here too, and in closing, I would like to ask a regional director here too, of Joburg. Oh, is that right? Okay. Thank
you very much, Program Director. Good morning or good day. My task is quite simple. It's actually to do a vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's worth doing another round of applause to appreciate the EM for coming through. Thank you very much, the Executive Mayor. As bestowed by the City of Johannesburg, I have been tasked to come through to pass these messages to say that we appreciate the presence of the stakeholders that are here, in particular the National Finance Ombud Scheme, Wakanda Food Accelerator, Altron FinTech, FNB, Jumbo, which is the Crown Mines facility. We also wish to pass our appreciation to Business Culture, who made this particular event possible. Thank you very much, Business Culture. And the t-shirts are actually talking for themselves. As I retreat, most importantly, we would like to appreciate yourselves as our stakeholders. I had few names being passed on, but some of the people were saying hustlers. But to me, you are entrepreneurs. You are business persons. We wish to actually thank you for making your time to come through to attend this particular session, being led by the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, Councillor Dada Morero, accompanied by the MMC of Economic Development, Councillor Nomoya Mnisi. We thank you for actually coming through. ED for Economic Development, Mr. Masha, thank you very much for organizing. The officials from the City of Johannesburg, I would not mention departments, thank you very much for also coming through, the support personnel that you've been here. Bahaisu, it seems the rain is also upon us. It might mean that we need to rush to our homes. As we take our various journeys, we are saying to you that may the God and your ancestors be with yourselves and actually bring prosperity to your businesses. We are saying halala Johannesburg, halala. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all. That is the end of our program. But like I said earlier, we didn't just come here empty-handed. So I'd like to ask Ubabuchu Sukon for the competition. Keith. Okay, so we just wanted to do a cash giveaway today, which is sponsored by Altron FinTech. They will come and roll out the competition. Thank you, Keith.
Samonan? So I just want to say it's been a good day for us from Altron FinTech, and I've got an exciting competition that we are running in the back. Before you leave and you exit and you head home, you can win a new card up to the value of 5,000 Rand. A new card is a card that we have at Altron FinTech that allows you to swipe in any store. So please, before you leave, please come by our stand and then we'll show you how to enter the competition. We also have spot prizes that we're giving away in the back. So when you arrive to our stand, we'll explain everything there. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, it's Chai. Tulas. Can I just ask all of us